course, in the immediate, we look at our neighbors, countries that are, most of our countries, of course, are in deficit, but we wouldn't mind also getting into other markets such as EU and Europe and the countries, because of course our sugar is highly organic, so I'm sure if we get a good market, even the US, we don't mind taking the sugar there. Regarding the tribunal, of course, that is very specific to the sector, where when we have disagreements between the millers and the farmers, of course, the first stop would be the tribunal. It is treated like a high court, so that whatever decision the tribunal makes are binding, and all the parties within the sugar industry are free to table their concerns. We used to have the tribunal before 2014, before the Agriculture and Food Authority, but after that, there were several disputes within the magistrates' courts, and I mean, cases getting into the thousands. So that's why we had to create a specific court for that, because of the number of cases that were being handled together with other cases. But this one is very specific, and it is very enforceable. Their decisions are enforceable by law, and it is at the level of the High Court. And then, secondly, we have always been balancing between Uganda and COMESA. Previously, before the safeguards expired, we had quantities assigned for COMESA, and then we had a bilateral with Uganda of about 90,000 metric tons, where maybe if you would exceed that, then that would be negotiated. But generally, we balance the two, and I'm sure the traders who have been able to bring sugar from Kenya have not had any challenges apart from pricing. So we normally balance the two. Currently, we are paying based on weight, and there's a sharing formula of 50-50 between the farmer and the miller, and it all depends on the price at the market or the factory, ex-factory price. So that's how we balance. But of course, the government has also invested a lot of money in putting up cane testing units, and we are in the process of finishing, making sure that all the mills have cane testing units. From there is when we'll now shift from payment based on weight to payment based on quality of the sugar or the sucrose content of the sugarcane. In Kenya, we are doing sugarcane. We are still doing trials on beet, but currently there is a sharing formula. The farmer gets 50%, the miller gets 50%, but all that is dependent on the ex-factory price of sugar at the prevailing market rates. As for the COMESA safeguards, we were supposed to enjoy the safeguard for a maximum of 8 years. But in those, the country was not ready to open up its market, and we needed what comes in controlled, and that's why we had quota allocations. But after the privatization of the government-owned mills, we had met most of the conditions, and therefore we did not need any safeguards because we are now preparing to be competitive within the region. So that's why we didn't cause an extension. And in any case, by then, COMESA had given us the final extension in 2024 that expired last year. So we are preparing to compete with other countries within COMESA.